The sky above enemy territory is never empty, only silent. Somewhere in that silence, a shadow moves. No warning, no sound, no radar trace, just the faint shimmer of a machine built to erase its own existence. That machine is the B-2 Spirit. What if I told you there's an aircraft that can fly halfway across the planet, slip through the world's most advanced air defenses, drop its payload, and vanish before anyone even realizes it was there? This isn't science fiction. It's real, and for nearly 3 decades, it has remained unmatched. Tonight, we uncover how the B-2 enters enemy skies, completely undetected. The secret begins long before takeoff. At Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, a hangar sits sealed from the world. Inside, engineers and technicians move with precision and silence. Every surface of the aircraft is examined, cleaned, and treated. Even a single grain of dust can scatter radar waves. The B-2's skin is not ordinary metal. It's a complex layer of radar-absorbent composites, each one designed to swallow electromagnetic energy instead of reflecting it. Its surface curves without edges, a flying wing with no tail and no vertical fins. Radar systems love sharp corners, places where waves can bounce straight back. The B-2 denies them that satisfaction. Every inch of it is designed to say no to detection. When most aircraft rely on visibility and power, the B-2 thrives on invisibility and patience. On mission day, the base remains quiet. There's no roar of jet engines echoing across the airfield, just a low, steady hum. More whisper than thunder. 2 pilots walk across the tarmac under the dim red light of dawn. Their destination, a cockpit no larger than a compact car, a space where day and night lose meaning. Every flight begins with a simulation that's already happened dozens of times before. They've rehearsed this route again and again, mapping every radar beam, every mountain ridge, every refueling window across oceans. For a B-2 crew, flight is not improvisation. It's choreography. The aircraft lifts off like a ghost breaking from the ground. At first glance, it looks slow, almost effortless. But hidden behind that grace lies power. 4 engines buried deep within its body to hide their heat signatures from infrared detection. Even its exhaust is cooled and mixed with ambient air before release, blending with the night like smoke, dissolving into mist. As the bomber climbs higher, radar networks below search endlessly. Russian S-400s, Chinese HQ-9s, and a dozen other defense grids sweep the horizon. They find nothing, because what they seek is designed to be unseen. Stealth isn't just technology, it's geometry, chemistry, and psychology combined. The B-2 doesn't just hide from radar, it manipulates it. When radar waves hit its surface, they scatter in 100 directions, never back toward the antenna that sent them. To radar operators, it's as if the aircraft isn't there at all. But the Spirit's stealth doesn't stop with radar. It's also quiet, eerily so. At 40,000 feet, its engines produce a whisper compared to conventional bombers. Even thermal satellites struggle to find it, because its heat signature bleeds away before sensors can lock on. To the world below, it's simply part of the sky. In 1999, during the Kosovo conflict, the B-2 proved its legend. It took off from Missouri, flew 11,000 kilometers across the Atlantic, struck multiple targets with precision, and returned home all without landing once. 30-hour missions were routine. 30 hours of silence, endurance, and focus. The pilots took turns resting in narrow reclining seats, while one remained alert, eyes fixed on the glowing instruments and the darkness beyond the canopy. In 2003, over Iraq, the B-2 once again appeared where no one expected it. Then, in 2017, 2 Spirits flew from the US to Libya, releasing 85 precision-guided bombs on terrorist camps. They crossed continents, executed their strike, and disappeared all in the same night. The enemy never saw them coming. That's not just military efficiency, that's controlled invisibility. Before we go deeper, take a second to support stories like this. A simple like tells YouTube this kind of filmmaking matters and helps more people discover the hidden world behind machines, like the B-2 Spirit. And if you're drawn to stories where silence hides power, consider subscribing. There's a lot more flying in the shadows than most will ever know. So how does the B-2 navigate a world it refuses to be seen in? Through a blend of satellite precision and self-reliance. It uses encrypted GPS, terrain-matching radar, and onboard sensors that read the Earth's surface like Braille. Even in total darkness or electronic interference, it knows exactly where it is. And yet, its most powerful weapon isn't software, it's discipline. Every mission is rehearsed to remove human error. Every course is drawn to avoid radar cones, to slip between frequencies, to glide through valleys of silence. Even communication is minimized. Sometimes the pilots fly for hours without a single transmission. In the world of stealth, noise is danger. Silence is survival. Inside the cockpit, there's no grand view of the stars, just a subdued glow from the displays and the faint reflection of two helmets. The pilots speak quietly, methodically. They know every fuel calculation, every altitude window, every timing sequence. Their world narrows to the mission plan, a living document of precision and trust. At times, tanker aircraft rendezvous with them mid-air, high above the ocean, to refuel. It's a delicate dance performed in darkness, thousands of miles from home. Back at Whiteman, mission controllers track every pulse of data, every minute shift in telemetry. But even they don't know the full story. Much of what the B-2 does, its flight path, its timing, its targets, is compartmentalized. Only those who need to know do. Even within the Air Force, the Spirit keeps its secrets. Critics once said stealth was obsolete, that modern radar would expose it. But reality tells a different story. Decades later, the B-2 still flies untouched through skies guarded by billion-dollar defense systems. It remains not just a weapon, but a symbol of engineering genius and strategic restraint. Because true power doesn't boast. It acts quietly, with purpose. The B-2 isn't about aggression. It's about control, the ability to strike without escalation, to deter without destruction. Its missions send messages the world rarely hears, but always feels. While missiles and submarines hide in oceans or silos, bombers can turn back. That flexibility is crucial. A missile, once launched, cannot be recalled. A B-2 can. It gives the president something precious in nuclear strategy time. The power to choose peace after the trigger has been pulled halfway. Every hangar that houses a B-2 is itself a fortress of secrecy. Temperature and humidity are controlled to preserve its radar-absorbent coating. Maintenance crews follow procedures written like sacred texts. Mission data is stored on air-gapped systems networks that never touch the internet. Even fuel lines and arming stations are shielded from view. The fewer eyes, the fewer risks. Deployment operations follow the same philosophy. When B-2s leave Whiteman, the world rarely knows. They might reappear days later at Guam, Diego Garcia, or the United Kingdom's RAF Fairford. Sometimes they're part of bomber task force missions, short, sharp deployments designed to confuse adversaries and prove readiness. They appear, strike, and vanish, leaving nothing but speculation and silence. The Spirit's arsenal matches its precision. It can carry the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a 30,000-pound bunker buster, capable of reaching underground facilities. Or smaller, smarter weapons like JDAMS, guided bombs that adjust mid-flight to hit their targets with surgical accuracy. It can deliver both conventional and nuclear ordnance, depending on mission profile, and it does so from altitudes where it cannot be intercepted. When it strikes, it doesn't miss. But the B-2's most defining feature isn't destruction, it's deterrence. It completes the U.S. nuclear triad alongside submarines and land-based missiles, providing a human element in an otherwise automated equation. Because a bomber, unlike a missile, has intent behind it. Someone decides to launch it, someone can decide to bring it home. For all its dominance, the B-2 is also aging gracefully. It was unveiled in the late 1980s, entered service in 1997, and still leads missions today. Each of the 21 Spirits built carries a history of innovation worth billions, and yet, its successor, the B-21 Raider, is already on the horizon. Smaller, cheaper, and more autonomous, the Raider will build upon the Spirit's foundation, pushing stealth into the next century. But even as the B-21 rises, the B-20 remains irreplaceable. Its legacy is more than metal and circuitry, it's proof that invisibility can shape geopolitics. Because sometimes the most powerful message isn't what you see, it's what you can't. Somewhere tonight, a radar operator will stare at a blank screen, listening to static. No contacts, no alerts, just the hum of electronics and the endless sweep of a green line. He doesn't know that, miles above, a shadow glides silently across the darkness. He doesn't know it's already been there, done its job, and gone. The B-2 spirit doesn't shout its presence. It doesn't need to. Its silence is its signature. Its absence is the message. So the next time you look up at a quiet night sky, remember silence doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it means precision. Sometimes it means power. And sometimes it means that somewhere, high above the clouds, a ghost is passing through, unseen.